Good morning. Good morning. It's Lila Gonzalez here. I'm the author of The Reinvented Woman, founder of lilagonzalez.com, and I'm here today to talk about knowledge and wisdom. Which one do you have more of? First off, thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And in honor of being you, I've got this cup that a friend gave me super sweetly. It's got a crown on it because she thinks I'm a queen. And I like that. I'll take it. And then this says, be you, friends, be you, friends. And that's what we're going to talk about today is like, how do you have knowledge and how do you have wisdom? And I would say you have wisdom by being you, the most you possible. And let's just be honest, it's a little challenging to be you sometimes. Yeah? How many of you have a little challenge being yourself sometimes because of other people's responses and you don't really want to feel that. Yeah. So being you though leads to wisdom, being you. So what is knowledge? Let's start with knowledge. Knowledge, I've often heard, and actually I've often said in the past, knowledge is power. So I would learn and learn and learn. I have a bachelor's degree, I have a master's degree, and I was 6 years into a PhD, almost done with my dissertation, before I decided to leave that part of my career, that part of my life, the career, the state, everything in that part of my life. I decided to make a massive shift, move to Colorado and study yoga. And here we are today, a couple years later. And I've been studying yoga. I mean, all sorts of stuff, health, a business. Oh my gosh, studying business stuff, information, knowledge for several years now. Really diving into yoga for about 4 years from an intellectual perspective, and then in business for about 3.5. And so that's a lot of knowledge. Here's what I will say though. Knowledge has not made me a single dime. Knowledge has not brought me happiness. Knowledge has not got me healthy. Knowledge has not brought me inner peace. Knowledge has not brought me healthy relationships. What has brought me that is taking action, is implementing the knowledge in my life and then seeing how does that work. So wisdom comes from living. Wisdom comes from learning how to be the true you and find out what is true to you. I stopped watching TV 4 years ago. Are you watching television now? A lot? There's not a lot of good stuff on, I've heard. And it's just knowledge. Is it affecting you? Wisdom is taking that knowledge and going out into the world and doing something about it. Taking that knowledge and deciding that's not for me. I'm going to take care of myself. Okay, so taking action, implementing in your own life, experience is how we get wisdom. Experience is how we get wisdom. We can know a ton. And here's what I believe. We live in a society where knowledge is valued more than anything. We've got the magic box, this little thing we put in our hand, and we can look up anything. Google it. Google it. Just Google it. What do you want to know? Oh, just Google it. Knowledge. What if we didn't have Google for like a week? We would have to intuit maybe. We would have to feel into what's true. Because you know more than you think. And you don't always need the Google. As my grandma used to say. You don't need that. Wisdom comes through experience. And when you have wisdom, you don't need more knowledge. So here's what I'll say. A couple years ago, I had a ton of knowledge going through the PhD, even coming here, studying yoga, coming here studying. And what I'm finding more and more and more is the more that I let go of knowing, having to know, holding on to the knowledge, what's true, the more that I just live, the more that I choose to be me, build my own kind of queendom. Each one of you has your own kind of queendom. The more you choose to live your knowledge, I feel like the more peace you have, the more you're kind of like, you don't have to worry about what anybody else says. Their knowledge may not be true for you. So the more you live your knowledge, hey, Cindy, you're a wise woman, sister. I know that. I know with raising such beautiful daughters that you must be quite a wise woman, quite a woman of wisdom. And what I'm saying is that wisdom comes from living your knowledge. And so I would offer you the opportunity, a few things. First of all, stop sucking in the knowledge. Stop absorbing. Stop taking so much in. If you want to take some knowledge in, fine, but be a little bit more intentional about it. Say like, what do I want to learn about? And I have a challenge with this. I can be just like a over consumer of knowledge. I want more. So instead of over consuming knowledge, consider taking in some knowledge and then implementing it, applying it to life. So that's the first piece of advice. And then here's the second piece of advice. You don't have to prove your knowledge or wisdom to anybody else, and you don't have to believe anybody else's knowledge or wisdom. Because if you choose to be you, fully, your knowledge and my knowledge are different. Your wisdom and my wisdom are different. And here's what I will tell you. I hear often, I'm a scientist, I'm a researcher. That's my underlying, the way that I work in life. That's just the way that I've always been. I'm a scientist. Everything I approach, even in my entrepreneurial journey, my author journey, all of that, I approach it very much from a researcher. I look at things, I gather data, and then I pinpoint in and like what needs fixed, what needs helped, what needs worked on. And so I have a different level of life experience than somebody else. You have a different level of life experience as somebody else. Implementing the knowledge in your life is going to be different than the way somebody else implements knowledge in their life. And if you're watching television, I'm going to talk about television probably over and over because I see it as so toxic. Honestly, I'm not sure what's on there that's good. There might be some stuff, so I honor whatever's on there that's good, but I don't think there's a whole lot. So there's a lot of, even on my YouTube channel, I can't get away from all the horrific things they're popping in, just they have to get in there somehow. They got to let me know what's going on all the way across the world. It's horrible. Like I don't already feel it inside, like I don't already know. So I'm just letting you know there's knowledge out there that you're being fed, and we already know it. We're in this time of like fake news. So stop taking in the knowledge that doesn't even really impact your life. Yes, there's people out there in pain, and help. Step up. Yeah, absolutely. Take civic action if you are called to. Absolutely. But taking in knowledge from other people oftentimes leads to confusion. You're not as happy, you're not as peaceful. So instead, take in the knowledge you want to, choose the knowledge you want to. Don't just let anything willy-nilly come in. I'm like, I need to figure out how to get this YouTube. I like some of my YouTube stuff, but lately I've been seeing all this horrific stuff pop up, and I'm like, I don't have a television for that reason. Like, I get it. There's things, I know what's going on. I see it. There's Facebook, there's all sorts of stuff, but I don't need my visual, maybe I just don't use YouTube. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But that's just knowledge. It's just knowledge, and I'm more interested, and I hope you are too. Some of you are, some of you aren't, but some of you are more interested in not sucking up so much knowledge, but instead living your wisdom. So hopefully this was helpful to you. If you want to learn how to embody your knowledge, how to actually take action, if you're tired of, I know as entrepreneurs, many of my entrepreneurial friends and my clients and me even in the past, we were in this space where just like learning, taking in, watching podcasts, signing up for webinars, watching YouTube videos, a new course, and then, hey Britt, so good to see you, babe. And then there comes a point where it's like, it's time. I'm ready to take the knowledge and put it into action. And that's where wisdom comes from. And most people are much more willing to listen to somebody who's lived it versus listening to somebody who's studied it, heard it. So if you're spouting off what everybody's saying on the news, I don't know if it's really that helpful. It's not that much wisdom. It's just like repeated knowledge. So try taking some knowledge, implementing it, and then sharing the wisdom that you have instead of just the knowledge. Because there's a lot of knowledge out there, but what we really need is your wisdom. We need like the juicy parts of you, what you bring to the world, what your experience can teach us. If you want to share something, consider sharing what you've already embodied. It might seem simple. It's hard for me even to share like a lot of stuff, my yoga stuff. I'm like, it just seems so simple now that I'm in it, but it's so valuable. Teeny little things are so valuable. And so you're super valuable. Your wisdom is super valuable. Love you guys. Have a great day. I hope today is fantastic for you. You are alive. You have a computer or a phone or something because you're here, and you have electricity, and you have a home. You have a couple pennies in your pocket, maybe a few more. Yeah, amazing. Cheers. And namaste, blessings. Namaste. And I want to remind you, be you all day. Just be you. You're wise. You're already wise. You don't need any more knowledge. Blessings.